Not to be dramatic, but towards the end of this year, I truly have been changing my life. So a couple of months ago, I started a series here on my YouTube channel called Next Big Thing, which really was an opportunity for me to document the journey I was going on to changing my life. But what I realized is that when it comes to changing your life, it's never going to be a situation where you wake up one day and all of a sudden you feel different or you're like a completely different person and therefore your life totally changes. If you truly want to change your life for the better, meaning that you want to have a better career, better relationships, better health, better happiness, you have to take consistent action by changing your habits. When you change who you are by changing your habits, then your life will change. And so what I wanted to do in today's video was I actually sat down and reflected on what are some of the habits that I have developed towards the end of this year that have helped me to change my life, so that hopefully you can adopt these and moving into the new year, you can do the same. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video, these 6 habits that have changed my life. If you did enjoy the video, I would very much appreciate it if you gave it a big thumbs up. And of course, if you are new around here, why not consider subscribing? This channel is all about personal development for female entrepreneurs, helping you to live your best life. The first habit that has truly changed my life this year has been seeking discomfort. And no, I did not invent that. It is from a channel called Yes Theory. Their whole philosophy is saying yes to fear. They were actually the guys who organized the Will Smith bungee jump into the Grand Canyon. If you saw that, it was epic. If you haven't, I'll leave a link below. But Yes Theory is all about saying yes to fear, because when we say yes to fear, we put ourselves in situations where we can meet new people, experience new cultures, live a life to the fullest. But so many people don't do this because they are just simply too afraid. And I had an experience this year where for the first time in my life, I really truly did experience feelings of anxiety and just extreme discomfort, and yet I let that discomfort consume me. And after that experience, I was like, you know what? This is bullshit. I do not want to feel like this anymore. I do not want to feel like I can't do things because I'm afraid, or I can't do things because I feel uncomfortable. And so I went on this kind of mission per se to really seek out discomfort, just like Yes Theory says, and do things that were scaring me but I wanted to do, and just convince myself or make me realize that on the other side of fear is passion and fun and joy and fulfillment. So for me, what that looked like is starting a whole bunch of new hobbies, traveling to different states by myself, doing all things that kind of would make me feel nervous or make me feel uncomfortable, but realizing that that's just an emotion. It's just something that I'm making up in my own mind. I want you to sit down and think about how many things are you not doing simply because you're afraid. Starting the business, leaving your job, leaving a relationship that isn't serving you, traveling solo, saving to travel. For me, it was doing Muay Thai, riding a motorbike, like all things that I realized life is too short to not do, because I genuinely want to do these things just because I feel scared. I mean, who cares if you feel scared? Who really cares? For the most part, most of the things we feel scared of are not even life-threatening. I realize riding a motorbike may be a little different, but for the most part, most of the things we want to do aren't life-threatening. So why are we allowing this one emotion that isn't even a reflection of reality stop us from doing the things that could change our life? So I sincerely urge you to go watch the channel Yes Theory. I've spoken about them a couple of times. But if you want to develop a habit that will truly turn things around for you, it's proving to yourself that you are so much more capable than you are giving yourself credit for by taking these small steps towards doing something you're afraid of, and then doing something bigger that you're afraid of, and then something bigger that you're afraid of, and realizing that you're actually really strong, and on the other side of fear is an epic life. The next thing that has a little bit to do with that particular concept around seeking discomfort is that if you want to change your life in 2020, find a workout that you actually enjoy doing. I was always one of those people who enjoyed exercise but was like, does it really make such a difference on my success? The answer is yes. Holy moly. The difference that working out in the morning makes on my creativity, my cognitive function, my focus, my ability to stay present throughout the day is insane. But the thing is, I used to love working out in the gym, and since starting my business, I just fell out of love with it. I fell out of love of lifting weights, and I kind of just accept the fact that working out wasn't really for me until I gave myself the luxury of time of finding something that I actually enjoyed. Because when you think about it, there are so many ways that you can move your body. You know, for me, it was starting Muay Thai, but you could do any type of exercise class, like cycling, F45, yoga. You know, you could do parkour out in a park, you could dance, you could do Tai Chi, you could lift weights in the gym. Like, there's so many different ways that you as a human being can move your body, but your brain needs you to do that. If you really want to be innovative and creative and focused and start a business and be productive and be motivated, all the things that are going to help you to change your life, I promise you the answer is in you moving your body. But the reason why you're probably not motivated to move your body is simply because you are not doing it in a way that you enjoy. You know, you see all these buff bunnies out at the gym and you're like, oh, that's the only way to move my body. It's just not the case. You could just stand up paddleboarding if you really wanted to. There's so many things that you can do to move your body. So if you want to change your life in 2020, find a workout that you enjoy and stick to it. The next thing is that you need to spend more time with people in person. And I mean, like, yep, all up in their grill. The reason being is that something that I've learned a lot about lately is hormones and the effects that they have on our brain. And there is a particular hormone, oxytocin, which is released when we are in the presence of other people. They call it the sex hormone because it's the thing that's released when you're having sex. But it's also released when you're just in the presence of other people, you know, rubbing up against other people, hugging them, sitting next to them. And this hormone is responsible from helping to reduce depression and anxiety, things that get in the way of you living your best life. So many of us are spending so much time connecting with people, but it's online. And while that's still great, and I'm still such an advocate of you making friends that way, our body doesn't respond to the same way it does when you're physically in the presence of other people. So if you're starting a business, you know, make an effort to go to events, network with people, start a mastermind. If you're not starting a business, make an effort to go and catch up with a friend for coffee. You know, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve and however you want to live your best life, you need people. You are a species that thrives off being a part of a tribe. But tribes weren't designed to sit on their phone and connect like this. So if you really, really want to raise your happiness hormones, you've got to get yourself around people that you enjoy. And you know, on the other side of that as well is, I'm sure you've heard that we are the product of the 5 people we spend the most time with, but I mean, honestly, it goes beyond that. We are a product of the people that we are anywhere near proximity of. And so make sure that you're spending your time with people who lift you up, who are on the path of bettering their own lives. There's also so much competitiveness within our subconscious that is healthy, you know, in the most part, as long as it's not making you feel bad. So when you're around people that are, you know, succeeding and achieving their goals, that competitiveness, that healthy competitiveness within you will literally intrinsically inspire you to take more action. If you're stuck in a rut, it's probably because you're stuck at home trying to take action with no real internal motivation to do so. So get yourself around epic human beings. I know sometimes it's hard, but you've just got to make it happen. And on that, the next habit that I personally have adopted, and it has transformed my life, which you're probably not going to hear, but you've probably heard before, but it's probably the most powerful one on this list, is that you have to reduce your screen time. You know, the average person spends 3 hours a day on their phone, which means that's 21 hours a week, 45 days a year, or 1.3 years in a decade. 1.3 years in a decade. Guys, we're just about to go into a new decade here. Are you literally gonna spend 1.3 of those on your phone, probably doing not much at all? Or are you gonna go out there and live your life? Life is so short. I love my phone, I really do. It is the thing that has allowed me to connect to you guys, build this epic business. But one thing I've realized is that life is flashing before our eyes. I mean, it's long, but it's also super short. And I am not prepared to live it with my neck all crunched down, looking at things that really don't matter when I could be out there doing things that I thoroughly enjoy. Like, if you are complaining that you don't have time to start a business or start a YouTube channel or practice the guitar or learn that language or save to travel, you're kidding yourself. You're kidding yourself if your phone is telling you that you're spending 3 hours a day on it. Not only that, is that so much stimuli is literally killing your creativity. And so learning the guitar, learning a language, starting a business, all things you need creativity for, you're going to find so much harder. Your brain needs space in order to be creative. They say that our brain is the most creative in the morning, yet the sad thing is most of us are spending our mornings on our phones, so we literally have physically no time to be creative. And then you wonder why it's so hard to think of ideas to start a YouTube channel or, to start a business, because you're robbing yourself of your creative energy by going on your phone so much. If you truly want to change your life in the new year, be conscious about the fact, are you really going to let something that is this big, I know how cute's my phone case by the way, but are you literally going to let something that is this big compared to you as a whole human being run your life? And don't say that it's not, because if you are addicted to it, meaning that you pick it up unconsciously and look at things that don't even mean anything to you, then it is running your brain. So why not win your brain back? Why not take back your brain? Stop being addicted to your phone. I know it's hard, it really is hard, and I promise you this was probably one of the hardest habits that is on this list for me as well. But not going on my phone as much, I can say really changed my life this year. So make an effort to do the same in the new year. And then, you know, what are you gonna do with all this free time that you have? These extra 3 hours every single day. Find something you are passionate about and get paid for it. You know, I did a video last week where I spoke about the calculating your dream life. And within that, I said that even if you're not starting an online business, there's so many ways that you can make money online. There is just power in knowing that you have control over making money outside of a general wage, especially doing something that you enjoy. Whether or not you make it your full-time gig, like whether or not you go into it as a full-time business, that's irrelevant. You know, I think entrepreneurship is becoming ultra trendy and like therefore putting pressure on people to think that they have to start a business in order to live a good life. That's not the case. You can still have a really great job or even just a job and do something that you're passionate about and get paid for it on the side. And maybe it's busking on the street, I don't know, but there's so many ways to make money. But there's just something magical in making money from something that you have built or that you have created. You know, whether that's a business, whether that's music, whether that is a product, whether that's artwork, whether that's, you know, a poem, whatever it may be. But there is something just magical for the human being, for the human psyche to make something and be financially rewarded for that. Additionally, it helps you to open up more opportunities to live your best life. You know, if you're on a salary or if you're just getting paid a wage, then your life is dependent on that wage. But when you open up the possibility to make an extra income on the side of that, it opens up the possibility for you to do the things that I spoke about in the beginning: seeking discomfort, try new hobbies, experiment new things, travel new places, experience new cultures, meet new people. I'm going to be creating a video next week which is all about finding your passion, so please make sure that you are subscribed and watch out for that one as well. But do make an effort this year that even if you don't have a business, find something that you're truly passionate about and find a way to get paid for it. And then the final one, which honestly is the mother glue that holds all of these together, is you need to develop the habit of delaying short-term gratification for long-term reward. And basically what I mean by this is the person that you need to start taking the most care of is your future self. There's two examples of how this worked for me this year, and truly they have changed my life. The first is that I used to be someone who loved to spend money, like literally just spend it on God knows what. However, this year I really developed the habit of savings. And while at the time there was lots of situations where I was like, damn, I just wish I could buy that, but I'm saving. Now I'm actually in a position where right in this moment, right here on the 23rd of December, 2019, if I wanted to go out and buy a house tomorrow, I physically could, because I saved all of this money this year. I'm in a financial position to literally just go buy a house tomorrow. And so while my past self was like, oh, I'd love to buy this top that would have made me happy for about 3 seconds, I'm now in a financial position where I can literally go buy a house. My past self took care of me now. And so even me now, what I'm thinking about is how can I take care of my future self? You know, even little things like, oh, you know, having a glass of wine after work. Is this really just a short-term gratification? Is this really gonna bring me joy and happiness? Is this really what I need? Or is my future self in the morning who needs to wake up from work at 5 a.m. gonna feel like shit? You know, so what I would say is that, and I can make a whole video on this, just like let me know in the comments below if this is kind of confusing and you'd like a full video on why the psychology of this is so important. But delaying your gratification now to take care of your future self is the best possible thing you can do to live your best life. And you might think, well, aren't I just denying my present self? No, because your past self would have taken care of that already. You know, it would have set you up to live your best life. And you know, even little things like going to the dentist or eating healthy food, like, you know, when you eat McDonald's, you're gonna feel shit in an hour, so why do it? Like, what is usually when we're indulging in short-term gratification, we end up feeling worse anyway. If you can constantly think about what is my future self going to enjoy 5 minutes from now, 2 years from now, 10 years from now, that is how you truly live your best life. And again, I can make a full video on that if you need. But anyway, guys, those are my 6 habits that have changed my life in 2019 that I will be carrying on in 2020. Please let me know in the comments below which one you enjoyed the most. And if you have any habits that you've developed this year that you're going to be taking into the new year, please leave them in the comments below below as well. Let's all help one another. Again, this channel is merging into a place that I really just want to help you become the best version of yourself so you can live your best life and therefore make a positive impact on other people. Personal development for mission-driven women and female entrepreneurs. I just want to also say that I love you so much. I really, really do. Thank you so much for all the support you have provided me with, not only this year, but all of the years that I have been here on YouTube. 5 years now, 5 years and running. It's gonna be an epic new chapter, new decade. I cannot wait for 2020. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.